Your Taurus weekly reading for January 3rd. So let's take a look into the first week of this new year and see what energy is coming up for you. Little sneaky reminder, we have Mercury retrograde this month. 14th. So as of the beginning of next week, we're going to be playing with shadow energy. Just a reminder. This gives you an opportunity to work on some of the things that would be challenging during that time and get out your spiritual umbrella. Hi, can I help you? No doggo. Go on. You cannot get on my lap. Comes a chocolate lab trying to get on my lap. Okay. Whew. 3 of coins. Bam. Okay, Devil card, Temperance, Hierophant, 3 of swords. So, the first card that we have is the 3 of coins. That has to do with working hard. Okay, not necessarily for the man. Let me put the rest of these out, because I'm going to get distracted by this back row before I see what your end result's looking like. This is a come from, right? So if you guys have been following me for a while, you'll know that the back row there represents our come from in the inverted pyramid, through to your end result card, which by the way is victory, so keep that in mind. So if you're interested in seeing the cards in play, join me on my YouTube, Karma on Deck, because the cards are picture in picture, so you can see these in relationship to one another, which shows a little value too, because you can kind of see a theme or an emotional theme. Sometimes they're all great and you can just see it popping. So this one, I would say, is focused a little bit on tension, or that there's some stress that's going on, because we have the Judgment card in play. And now in this deck, it has to do, it's got an anvil in it, and so it's always given me the impression of the tension of the other thing coming. This card in particular in this deck is always, and there's lightning and a 3-headed dragon, which is just like attack from all sides. But this is not the focus of the reading. It's just a small portion of tension that's going on. But what I do see for you is like a deep reflection of the self. Okay, we've got the Temperance card, Sagittarius energy, where the Temperance card is almost like looking into a mirror. He's got this pool of water where he's looking at his reflection, and really what he's thinking about is this connection that he has between himself and the cosmos and heaven and the angels. This is that give and take, the balance in life. So there's this strong look at the self right now, especially in regards to habits. So the Devil card always comes up, people flip out. The Death card comes up, people flip out. But they don't flip out when the Lovers card comes up, which cracks me up. Death card's transformation, the Devil card, the things that afflict us. Notice it's in the back row, it's the thing that's behind you. So perhaps, I'm going to give this a strong yes, perhaps Taurus is making a long list of resolutions. These are the things I need to do now. Taking a good long look. Breaking some habits. They don't necessarily have to be your habits. The Devil card having to do with addiction, substances, sexuality, control, lies as well. People that are afflicting you. But it's in the back end, top left. Like these are things that you're looking at or thinking about. Could be that another person influencing you that's within your life is causing you to look deeper at these kinds of choices and these things. Because the very next card is the Hierophant, which has to do with the strings that pull. Hierophant having to do with faith, but if you look back on what the archetype had to do with the spiritual leader, they were the ones that made the decisions for the community to keep it together. And after a period of time, it became like a puppeteer where they would pull strings. So now I correlate this with our programs. So what's running us? What is pulling on our subconscious that we don't even know? We don't know that we don't know this. But it's running us. So we have the 3 of Swords, miscommunication. So in this, the next row is a little bit of suck energy, which is the Hangman. This may seem super negative. It is not. It is actually beautiful. So kudos to you, Taurus. Because out of this self-reflection, I wouldn't say that you've beat yourself up. I would say that you took a really pragmatic look at things, and you have chosen to shift into a different way of looking at things. Because out of this way of looking at yourself, you have the Ten of Cups, which is balance, internal and external balance. So the more you are internally stable, the more that you're internally good with yourself and just sitting pretty, the more the universe responds sweetly back to you in that similar energy. So this is balance. Look at it. I love it. Ten of Cups also has to do with perfection. If you hear me talk about that one in the Mystic Dreamer deck, it's a different aspect. Like I said, decks have personalities. And so in this deck, we have these two cards that behave a little differently. So one of the messages that your reading has for you is the Ace of Wands. And that's a pivot point, right? So aces are our trump card. Aces are our pivot point. They're also our victory. Like when you put a trump card down, it's like, bam, I'm this. I'm winning in whatever way. So you also have the Queen of Cups. And I love this. I'm sorry, Ace of Cups. Because I always say love and money is the same energy. If you're feeling really good in the morning, you go into work in a great mood, you're having a really good day at work, you're feeling more loving at home. It just seems to blend. And so, and it's expansive, right? Giving energy. So we've got the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands. So what's cool about the Ace of Wands is it tells us that you are not only capable, I would like to tell you about like you're a scientist of a specialty. And I'm going to take you to a laboratory that has like all the bells and whistles and toys and equipment and high-end things and all the assistance you could imagine. And it would be useless to me because I'm clueless when it comes to scientific thingies. I mean, I understand a lot of biology. However, being given everything that you need to execute what you want to get done is the Ace of Wands, pretty much, in a nutshell. Because if you look at it, he's got books, maps, models, tools, chemicals. So it tells you not only are you capable, but you have every resource with you. And I think you're just taking it like, oh my God, what if I don't? What if I don't? So here's the thing that's going on for you, Taurus, is you've walked away from some things that don't serve you, and now the dust is settling, I would hazard a guess. Okay, because we have the Queen of Swords. Decisiveness is swords. And then we have the tree back here where we walked away from something that didn't serve us. Don't go too hard into the Temperance card where keeping things in balance by being pragmatic with yourself, because you don't want to be too hard on yourself. Do a little ho'oponopono and forgive. Like I feel like whatever decision that you had made or changed or whatever, and whatever role you felt like you had in it, you did what you could with what you had, as do we all. Let's pull a card for you from Divination of the Ancients. Nope, this is Mystic Dreamer. We're going to do your moon reading. That's right. All right, Taurus. That was kind of your general spread. Let's move forward into your moon reading. I was talking about my Hellenistic astrology class, and I was learning about the planets. And my instructor was saying, where'd it go? There it is. I loved this. How the sun is your story and your moon is your circumstance. So if you think about how other interpretations of your moon is your thinking, your feeling, your emotions, and your circumstances is about what's going on with that. How you're processing. I love it. So here we go. The moon. All right. So the moon is fear. It's also secrets, it's also intuition, and it's also moods. So Hangman is present. That's a congruency there. And the Queen of Swords. Okay. Whew. All right, so you've got 1, 2, 3 queens, actually. Let me look at this for a moment. Because I was drawn to the Queen of Swords first, because it was the one that came out of your general spread, which is decisiveness, right? Whether it be popular or not. I do feel like Taurus feels as if too much is being asked of you right now. This is that 9 of Cups I was talking about with Aries. Overwhelm, a little bit. Emotional overwhelm. 2 cards indicate that things are going to... Well, 2 cards tell us to let this scenario give it some time. 1, 2 cards are telling you to give it some time because the 6 of Swords is telling us that things will get easier. So things will lighten up. We just have to allow it to give itself some time. We do have the Justice card, which talks about consequences, the things that will play themselves out or what the outcome is going to be. But I do see a lot of joy coming for you in these next few, this next phase for you. I'm seeing the 3 of Cups, celebration. I'm seeing the Queen of Cups, mastery of your emotions, and the World card, things coming back into alignment. But we have these 2 cards, the 7 of Pentacles here, and the Wheel of Fortune, which is time. The timing just is off for you right now. And it needs to just percolate a little bit more before you move forward. And so in the meantime, I feel like you're going over and over and over things and not letting it percolate. So a couple things to note. Reputation was coming up for Aries quite a bit. And that same card is present in your reading with the Queen of Wands. That is our card for perception, reputation, integrity, how things are looking to others. And the reason why I was saying that things are going to have a little delay, there's another card, a major one I didn't mention in the beginning, which is the Hangman. So if you're feeling this stuck energy, sometimes it's okay to just float a little bit and not poke at it. You know, you can waste your energy in the ocean, middle of the ocean, go nowhere, or you can lay back and float because you're still going to be there. So you have the Judgment card and the Justice card, which brings up a whole lot of energy around consequence, judgment, and viewpoint. So this is something that's worrying Taurus right now. And I'm not sure there's a way you can extricate yourself from this, but just know that these conversations do eventually die out. And just, you know, this stuck phase has given you this plenty of time to marinate over these subjects. And I wouldn't say that you're taking things hard. I would say, though, that you're really taking a good long look at things right now. All right, let's take a look and see what your Divination of the Ancients has to say. If this is, for those of you that were listening to the last reading, I was describing how if you had a question or something coming up for you, this would be your one question or one card to focus on, or a meditation for the week. Alrighty, here we go. Footprints, direction. Ooh, I like that one for you. So in the Hanged Man and stuck energy, there is this feeling of not going anywhere. But you need to ask yourself in these moments of stagnation, do you know where you're going? Because if you tell the universe, I don't know, we'll see, things won't shift because, well, you'll just see what's here. So the more decisive you are about your path, even if it's just writing things down, not necessarily having to take action. But this is, what direction is it that you're going? And are you clear on where it is you want to go? And if you aren't clear, don't be afraid to change your mind. Because that's just going to make you more unclear, sticking to a path you can't see the rest of the timeline to. So pay attention to where you're going, Taurus. I want to thank you for hanging out with me. For those of you on Instagram, please join me on my YouTube, Karma on Deck. You can see the picture-in-picture and catch your updates for the next videos that are coming out. Please like, subscribe, and share. And if you would tell me where you are in the world and how you feel your reading went, I would appreciate that. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Take a deep